Okay, we're working now, but something feels off. Oh, I know! Much better. So yeah, out of sheer boredom and the fact that I hit 600 subs, I decided to do this random Q&A and just make it a late 600 sub special. So let's just jump into everything. What software did you first start editing with? I first started using VideoPad for my videos. When were you impressed with YTPs is what I assume this question is asking. I would say I was impressed with YTPs around 2013 and 2014. I remember watching Guitar Rocker and Awful Fawful YTPs, along with Nation of Oranges, just to name a few people that I've been interested in. Favorite collab you've been on? I'd have to say my favorite collab I've been on is the Ultra Simplicity YTP collab. Hey, simple edits and simple jokes can get a good laugh. Favorite sources? I guess some of my favorite sources are The Amazing World of Gumball, Angry Birds Tunes, classic sources like Hotel Mario, and South Park, honestly. What got you interested in making YTPs? What got me mainly interested in making YTPs was just watching YTPs and tennis videos in general, a whole mix of them. I just went, hey, I want to do that, and I just started doing it. But what really brought me back to YTP was the fact that I had a lot of free time in my sophomore year. Coffee or tea? Tea. Are you going to school for anything in particular, or are you still uncertain? I am currently working for my associates in computer science, and then I'll start working into cybersecurity. Do you have any weird hidden talents? I don't know, does this count? Yes, I used to animate YTPs in Flipnote Studio. Sadly, my DSi broke, so I won't be able to do any more of them. Unless I can. Who are the most underrated poopers in my opinion? My first pick of an underrated pooper is Upbeat Guy KJ. He's considered retired now, but I still think it's worth checking out his YouTube poops. My next spot would be Code and R. While technically it's two people running that channel and they're also slowed down a lot, I still think they do really good YouTube poops. And my last pick for a more recent one, Captain Goosehead. Nobody talks about him much, but I actually enjoy the humor in his YTPs a lot. Those went by fairly quickly, so here's a quick recap. Who or what inspired you to make what you do? Here's my honest answer. The entire YTP community as a whole. I enjoy the content from all the subgenres of this community. I enjoy the visuals from the tennis community, I enjoy the YTP MVs from the YTP MV community, and I enjoy the humor and the jokes and the stories told through regular YTPs. Seriously, what I do is based off this entire community as a whole. What genres of music do you like? The genres of music I like are soft rock, EDM, swing, and easy listening. Out of all of the plugins and the audio plugins you have, what is your favorite and least favorite? Honestly, I can't go wrong without S-Warp Transform. It's just very versatile and works so well, even better than BCC Trails. As for my least favorite, I have to say my least favorite would be the Gmic plugins. There's actually good plugins in Gmic, but the problem is, it's very laggy to use, which is why I don't use it a lot. How did you come up with the name AngryLuigi23's? So my name is a combination of Angry Birds and Mario and Luigi. I started out as Angry Mario and my older brother was Angry Luigi, but over time I shifted more towards Angry Luigi, and now there we go. As for the numbers, I just chose 2 and 3. Okay, what's this next question? Yes. When did you first start making YTP videos? I first started making YTP videos in 2015. What's your inspiration in tennis? My inspiration in tennis is looking through old matches and new matches, and also looking at my old rounds. What editor do you use? I use Vegas Pro 13. Can you do a tutorial on how you make visuals? The thing about how my visuals are done, they're all based on my interpretation of how I see the following scene I'm editing and what I want to do with that. And another thing is that sometimes I just experiment a lot. Basically, I test out some effect combinations. What if I pair this effect with this effect? What if I do this and then I do this? It's all just figuring out stuff and seeing if it works. I guess I could do one where it's just learning an effect, but it all boils down to interpretation and experimentation. What is your favorite YTP channel? Nation of Oranges. I don't think I need to add anything else. How did you get interested in tennis matches on Pinchbacks or YTP Mania? Most of the time, it boils down to whether or not I'm interested in said match. What's your favorite show? The Amazing World of Gumball. What plugin did you use first? Based on my older work, I have to say New Blue. Definitely not a coincidence. Are you religious? No, I'm not really religious. What do you enjoy most about college? What I enjoy most about college is that you get to shape your own schedule, meaning you can balance your schedule based off of your other schedules like work or free time. Favorite style of YTP? Basically a mix of constructed editing and destructive editing with a mix of storytelling. Is my family aware of my content? Only my older brother, and I don't know if he watches my newer stuff. What's the weirdest place you've visited? As bland as it sounds, a casino. Now, I didn't participate in anything in a casino, we were just passing through it for a marching band trip, but it was actually really interesting to actually see how the inside of a casino actually looked like in person. Because you see all those red carpet and gold colors in there, but in person it's actually real. Favorite YouTubers that aren't YTPers? To name a few, Vanoss Gaming, Monkey, Soundsmith, and Razzle. What is my hardest work? This has to be my hardest work. For one, I just struggled with motivation because every time I'd open up Vegas, I would just pretty much close it right away. And the other option, I was procrastinating. How long does it usually take to make a round? If I'm under the deadline, a round can be out in about 4 days in a week. Otherwise, I can take 1 week or 7 months if I didn't procrastinate. What were your favorite shows as a kid? My favorite TV shows as a kid were The Amazing World of Gumball, Regular Show, Uncle Grandpa, Adventure Time, The Angry Bird Show, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Markiplier smashes his controller while reacting to Xbox Live. How did you and Numbman become partners? It's actually a pretty funny story how Numbman...
I can answer this question. Alright, so when the 4th Doubles Cup was announced, I already had 2 people in mind who I wanted to partner up with. Those 2 people being AngryLuigi, obviously, and Mr. Doonug. I thought it'd be fun to work with Mr. Doonug, but considering how me and AngryLuigi share the same first name, I decided to pick him instead. Sorry, Mr. Doonug.
Anyway, what happened to the 3D Trails tutorial you had? I made the video private. I didn't feel comfortable having it up, and also the recording was completely messed up. Favorite and least favorite YTPs you've made? I have to say this is my favorite YTP I've done. I had a lot of good jokes throughout, and I just generally enjoyed working on it. As for my least favorite, it's this one. I genuinely hate this YTP I've done. It's not even good. There's no jokes within it. It's just effect after effect after effect. And I don't know why it nearly has 2,000 views. Probably because of the source, but I don't know why it keeps getting so many views. Can you speak any other languages besides English? Nope. How many programs do you use? I have 4 programs at my disposal, but I mainly use 2. My main one is Vegas 13, and my second one is GIMP. Do you tennis with everyone? Only to a certain extent. Favorite YTPers? I'll add 2 more, being Big Eyes Luigi and Cup of Ice Water. Underrated people you want to give a shout out to? I will give a shout out to Boundless. He's more on the musical side of YTP, and he's also pretty experimental, and I enjoy his content. Do you put milk after putting cereal or cereal after putting milk? Cereal first, milk second. You know the rules, and so do I. It's the freak phone! What YTP style am I really proud of? Honestly, I have to say my more current style is what I'm proud of. It's mainly a mix of humor and visuals, because if it's just visuals, then it can get stale, and if it's just humor, it can get stale. And I know that's kind of contrary because most of the videos I've pumped out recently have just mainly been humor-based, but I still think that a mix between the two is really good. What childhood songs do you like? Most of the Black Eyed Peas and most of LFMAO are part of my childhood. What's it like to be an adult? Being an adult, you have a lot of responsibilities on your hands now. You have to start taking care of yourself more, like paying your own bills, paying for your own food. And a lot of it becomes your choices that you make. Even though what I just said kind of sounds like you don't want to be an adult, it's actually really good to be an adult because you have a lot more freedom. Favorite food? As much as I eat pizza, I have to give it to chili. What is my best work out of all? Personally, I have to say this is my best work. In terms of ideas, I believe I had a lot of good ones for this round, and I executed them pretty good. How do you get ideas on your tennis matches? I get my ideas on my tennis matches when I first watch the round and while I edit the round. I also daydream ideas. How did you come up with your Pokefire 50 style? My own spin of that style is basically just watching other rounds and noting what they do in those rounds and then interpreting them in my own way into my rounds. Did you comment on a video I posted a while back and what did you say? When I first started out, I was like, hey, that's pretty cool, I want to do that. And so I started doing it, and then over time I got bored of it. What music do you listen to? I already talked about the genres that I like, but I mainly listen to just instrumental tracks right now. What is your favorite tennis round? My favorite tennis round has to be this round. 2 of my own tennis rounds called back to this round. Which snacks do you like? I like Doritos, Cheetos, Oreos, Chips Ahoy, and those SpongeBob Krabby Patty gummies. Are you angry, Luigi? How would you like to know? You think I've never gotten this question before? No matter where I am publicly online, one person asked me this question. Besides, look who's talking, Luigi Kart. Are you angry? Oh god. No, you're not getting any direct answer. Which poopers inspired your style? Most of them are just notable poopers and tennisers within the community. You got Nation of Oranges, Bafar, Mr. Duke, Nuke, Zeki, and some others. What is the worst user you've tennised with? Now, I don't want to call out anyone in a negative way, but I do want to say this. If you're going to be impatient with your opponent, then your opponent's going to be impatient with you. Will you go booty mode? Only when it's necessary.